Yo, what's up, guys? Terry's been released for over a month now, and I think there'll be a good time to have a big discussion about this character and why pros just aren't using Terry right now. Despite all those crazy trailers, and we're like, man, this character has to be OP. So joining with me is the round table here. I got special guests, Roy and Haps. What's up, guys?
Hello, hello.
Hello.
So all three of us have been playing Terry non-stop in high ranks, and we've been working together trying to figure out all the sauce we can to make this character work. We got a lot of stuff to discuss, like a lot of opinions on what can make this character stronger and why pros aren't using him. There have been a lot of tournaments since Terry's release in a short amount of time, a few majors as well, and there is pretty much no like big name or pro that's picked up Terry or using him or performing well with him. Sometimes we'll see like a player switch to Terry, you know, but it's not really their main. Like we'll just see him for one match and then he'll kind of just disappear. And the top Terrys right now, who are the top Terrys? Like Kentaro and Naruo? Like two Terry players from Japan, but they're both like ranked monsters. He played in the Japan Super Premier and we saw him one match on the stage actually, but then he eventually drowned in pools. And he was nowhere to be seen. So there just hasn't been much progress. With that being said, though, Haps and I did a tier list for Terry recently, and we put him in mid-tier. I still think he's in that area. That's kind of confusing, right? Where a character is like well-rounded like Terry. He's so well-rounded, so why aren't pros trying this character? Like, I feel like no one's really posting much tech on Twitter anymore. You know, we're not really seeing much exploration. It's really slowed down to a crawl. Let's go over some key moves that Terry has, how they give Terry some really tough matchups and hold the character back from reaching like the top tier status, and why it gives him a disadvantage compared to other well-rounded characters, I guess. One of the key buttons I'm going to go over first is his heavy punch, because that's like a really unique thing about this character. I think the best way to showcase this is for whiff punishing. So let's get Jury to just try to do a crouching medium kick on me at the tip and just hit me with a crouching medium kick. With Terry, his heavy punch obviously is stubby, right? Because it's not a button that I'm supposed to use, you know, far away for whiff punishing. It's a pressure button. What makes it unique is that it gives me a confirm that can combo into his power charge, and the first hit goes into his heavy power charge. It's also minus on block too. It's -1 on block. So the button that they want you to use the whip punch with Terry is the standing medium punch, because this moves him forward a bit, and it looks like a heavy punch compared to like the other Shotos like Ryu or Ken or Akuma, right? So I'm gonna go over why this is a problem, that his whiff punish button is the standing medium punch and not the standing heavy punch. If I use the standing medium punch here, you'll notice that if I step back a bit, it's gonna whiff, right? Because it doesn't move him forward enough. I have to actually hit Jury, right? Like this. Like I have to be right at the tip, and even then, you can see it whiff. So now I'm gonna switch to, let's just go straight to Ryu. We'll go down the list of Shotos. So I can walk back a lot further because this move hits a lot further, right? I'm hitting Jury. Like when she does the crouching medium kick, I'll wait a little bit. Like this. See how it hits her? Like it's just a really solid, the heavies are just really solid whiff punishing buttons because they go so far. And I'll show Ken. I'm just gonna go down the list.
Yeah, and something else to add. It goes further, and because it's a heavy, you saw there the Ryu was +8, +9, right? Which allows you to combo into lower buttons off that punish counter hit.
Yeah, that's true too.
If you hit with a medium punch, you only be +5.
Right,
and
so
some
like
ranges, your standing light kick won't hit.
Yeah, like with Ken, like I'm showing that, hey, like not only am I whiff punching with this, meterlessly, I'm converting from it as well.
Yeah, with the crouch medium kick.
Like Ken is a pretty extreme example because he like kind of reaches forward a bit. Like Ken's standing heavy punch is like phenomenal.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
But I'm just gonna keep going down the list of like well-rounded characters. I mean, Akuma is more than well-rounded, but
for the sake of argument.
Yeah, for this sake, dude, Akuma, look how far back I can go.
God.
It's insane. Look at this, guys. It's insane.
Good heavens. Stubby buttons, by the way.
Yeah, stubby buttons, 9,000 health. Unstable.
+7.
Okay. I mean, do I even have to show Luke? I have to show Luke, guys. On the heavy punch. For the sake of explaining this, I'm just really showing you guys how like a lot of these heavy punches are kind of built the same. Like, dude, I'll even show Ed. There's kind of like In general, in Street Fighter 6, the heavy punches are good for whiff punishing. The crouching medium punches are good for checking. There's like a general rule, right? The crouching medium kicks, good pokes, and standing medium kicks blow up lows, and etc., right? But look, you can even see Ed. I accidentally charged the heavy punch. It hits straight forward. And then finally, I'm going to show Jerry. Because she's another well-rounded character. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm showing too many examples, but I really want to hammer this point to explain why Terry's heavy punch is like a liability here. So look how far Jerry is hitting on this whip punch. Like I'm walking back quite a ways, and it's actually just straight up hitting her. Okay, as you guys pointed out already, on more traditional, well-rounded characters, the heavy punches hit further, and they're more plus because they're heavies, right? They're not mediums. So another big issue is, since this is a medium, I cannot one-hit confirm this. So if I have the character set to random block, Terry can't one-hit confirm this into drive rush if it hits. So if I like look at the light bar, I can't drive rush this. And if you can, the window must be so insanely small because it's a medium. But all the other Shotos, once again, I'll even start with Ryu again. If I set the dummy to the random block, and if it hits, I can drive rush cancel this and confirm into full combo. This makes it so that heavy punches are such a powerful pressure tool in pro play. Remember, we're talking specifically about tournaments and pros using these characters. So a pro Ryu or a pro Ken or a pro Akuma will bully with heavy punch, and if they see it hit, they will convert. And this is like especially powerful in the corner, because in the corner, you know, you're canceling into fireball, and heavies inherently do more chip than mediums on the drive meter, right? So they're chipping you down, they're fishing with this. It's also a powerful whiff punish button at the same time. There's just a lot of utility with it. And then on top of all of this is the active frames. Look how active this is. It's 5 frames active, guys. So that means if I just throw this out randomly and the opponent just walks into it with a button or walks into it, this will hit at the very tail end, and then once again, you confirm that as well. It's just good all-around button. The only downside to heavies are, is that they're slow, right? They're a slower button. But if we go back to Terry, the active frames I think are 3.
Yeah, and it's the same speed as Akuma's, is 9 frames.
Yeah, exactly. It's Terry's heavy punch is the same speed, but it's obviously stubbier, right? Like Terry, if you look at his medium punch in a vacuum, it's very good. This is a very good medium punch. It goes into his target combo. It's cancelable. All that's great. And they made him move forward so that when he does his, standard drive rush combos, there's a lot of great juggle combos you can do with this character because of that standing medium punch. But he loses that Shoto well-rounded character heavy punch. Even Jury gets the one-hit confirm. Same thing. Even Akuma. And Luke just, goes full screen. So that's like a big deal, right? So like in the corner, obviously I can't like go like this and in pressure with this. I have to be so close for it. What do you guys think the solution would be with this heavy punch? Would you guys change anything with it?
Oh yeah, for sure. Let me just like preface this by saying that it's okay for a well-rounded character to have a different heavy punch.
Yes.
That's completely fine.
Yes.
But if it's going to be different and stubby and about the same speed as the other ones, it also shouldn't be just as negative, right? I think Ken, Ryu, and Akuma all have safe heavy punches, which Terry does too, but in their case it makes sense because, like you said, they're using it to pressure. They're just peppering you with this heavy punch. So
right.
It can't be too strong.
Right.
But for Terry, I really think if it's going to be this stubby, it should be a +1 button. Let him get some pressure off of it. He has to be really close to you. He's playing that neutral. I think he should be rewarded for getting in close enough to use this heavy punch.
Yeah, what do you think, Roy?
I think making it at just +1 would be a huge boon for him because, like Hap said, you have to be so close in the first place to even hit the move. And to add to that, what's awful with Terry is the whiff punishing that you're mentioning. When you whiff punish with stand heavy punch, even with punish counter, sometimes your go-to combo is obviously going to be in a heavy tackle because that's your max damage.
Yeah.
It will fall out.
Yeah.
Like you'll only get the second hit of stand heavy punch, and it's not enough hits done, even with punish counter, to get that combo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the distance dependent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me right here. Like, that's a perfect example right there.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, right there. Bro, if the opponent blocks a power charge, you're dead.
Oh,
You're
my
so
goodness.
donezo. It's
Minus
over,
15.
right? Like, look at the pushback on it. It's not like I'm in throw range, right? And walk forward throw it'd be kind of like Cammy's crouching heavy punch, you know? It's +1, and it's actually it almost seems a little bit closer, but it's +1. It's not cancelable. It's used more of a pressure tool like Terry's is. So that's like a good trade-off.
And it'd make hitting it meaty way more rewarding as well.
Yes, for
Because
sure.
as it stands, it's not a very good meaty at all.
Oh yeah, like when you knock them down and you hit them as they're getting up, right? If you time it correctly, it would be much more plus as they're getting up. So, but yeah, it's and that would be more Fatal Fury styles too, because this is once again Terry's pressure button. I think +1 is very reasonable.
I guess we can also compare it to Bison's back heavy kick, right? If it were to be plus. And in Bison's case, he keeps moving forward when he does it.
Yeah, it
And
goes on forever.
it's 10 frames, so it's 1 frame slower, but honestly, that shouldn't make too much of a difference.
Yeah, they definitely held back on it. Like, I don't want to just talk about its weaknesses. It has a lot of strengths, too. The reward for landing his heavy punch is really big. You get a giant meterless combo, right? Like, because he goes into the heavy power charge from this thing. Like, this is, like, very good. Or the triple hit crack shoot. Very powerful for a meterless combo, so if you land a fat jump in, it's good. And it's a 2-hit move, so since it's 2-hit, you can confirm it into the medium power charge, which sets up a safe jump if you're in the corner, and you can even do juggles from it as well. All really, really nice. Drive rush cancel it, easy. Like I said, if you think the opponent's gonna backdash or jump after a knockdown, like whatever you do, and you see it hit, okay, nice, drive rush cancel. And as a punish counter, if the opponent whiffs an uppercut in front of your face, 2-hit confirm, easy peasy. Like all of his big main combos actually come from heavy punch. Everything revolves around this button. Yep. But its utility as a button itself in neutral, that's where I think it needs work.
Just having the heavy punch be like this puts a huge hole in Terry's neutral, which as we get into the other normals, we'll talk about possible substitutes.
Yeah.
But I just want everybody who's watching to keep in mind the hoops we're gonna have to go through to make this hole sort of fill.
Yeah, that's true actually. There's layers to this, but the big thing is like once again just understand that the designated whiff punish button for Terry is his standing medium punch. It's replaced his heavy punch because this button is cancelable and it goes straight like normal heavy punch does. But because it's a medium, there's some issues with it.
Because his stand medium punch kind of takes the role of his stand heavy punch.
Yeah.
They also wanted to make his stand medium punch his utility normal because all like his big 3 target combos come from his stand medium punch. So they couldn't make it 2+ or else, it'd be too strong because he gets his like all 3 target combos off of it. So if he was able to combo off of it naturally from like counter hit, it would be just too easy to fish for it.
Right.
But leaving that heavy punch with the gap, like the gap that leaves in his kit, it's not filled enough by stand medium punch to justify having his stand heavy punch in the condition that it's in.
Right, like that. Actually, that's a really good point, right? That's how we understand how they design this character. Like, bro, this target combo is really good, and this target combo is really good too. The knockdown.
Because if you made it +1 on top of what it is now, if you made it +2 on hit, the power dunk target combo would combo naturally on normal hit.
Yeah.
You would get a jab after normal counter hit. It might just be too good. On punish counter, you'd get crutch medium punch because it would be +6, which would be really strong because, it moves him forward, so he would be in range for it.
Yeah, in case you guys don't know, Terry's target combo, this one, does not combo naturally unless it hits meaty or if you get counter hit. So this does not combo naturally. Okay, the next normal I want to talk about, man, is his sweep. I'm sorry, I need to talk about his sweep. Guys, his sweep. All right.
Oh, boy.
Okay, Terry's sweep. So Terry's sweep goes pretty far compared to most sweeps. But this sweep is slow. It's 11 frame sweep. And because it's so slow, like sweeps universally across almost all the characters is another excellent whiff punishing tool. It's usually the furthest hitting whiff punishing tool. The downside is that it knocks down. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say the downside, but what I'm saying is like you can't cancel it and go to a full combo compared to like how a heavy punch would. The reward is still good because you get a hard knockdown. That's what they're doing to make up for how crazy the range is. But whiff punishing with this sweep is so much more difficult because it's so slow. When you're dealing with really fast threatening buttons, especially like 7-frame crouching medium kicks like Chun-Li and Ken, for example. So just so you guys can understand the differences in speeds, because once again, we should keep comparing to Shoto's and well-rounded characters. So Terry's is 11-frame startup, and Ryu's is 9. 2 frames faster in speed. And the distance is still quite good. 9. Can you guys guess how fast Ken's sweep is? Bro, this thing is 8 frames. Ken's sweep is as fast as most characters' crouching medium kicks. And look how far this thing goes. This sweep is cracked. So you might think, okay, well, the like I said, the upside to Terry's sweep is that it has significant range. So I'm like, okay, so I can poke with this thing, right? Let's get Ken to do a crouching heavy kick if he blocks my sweep. Uh-oh. Hit with the tip? Uh-oh. The tippity tip? No. It's not safe, guys. It's not. It's
Way
too slow. It's too slow, guys.
And he goes nowhere when he does it either, as opposed to like Akuma, who slides forward and then slides back when he does it, so he can just do a sweep on block and then throw out a second sweep, and 9 times out of 10 it'll catch someone trying to punish it.
Dude, it's good if you compare it to like Honda's sweep, I guess.
Yeah.
But this is the piece of the puzzle, or we're talking about the whole in Terry's game. So we're looking for alternatives for whiff punishing besides the medium punch. So now the sweep would be his longest range button to whiff punish with, but it's this, like I said, it's too slow, right? So that's another issue. Anything you guys want to add on the sweep?
This goes into another button that I wanted to talk a little bit about, but it relates directly to the sweep, because the sweep is 11-frame startup. He doesn't move at all when he does it, and it's extraordinarily unsafe. Like, -10 is really bad when he sits in place afterwards.
It's minus
so
11.
Easy for, yeah, it's so easy for basically any character to punish this.
Yeah.
So Terry, I've been relying more on his stand heavy kick, because it's only 1 frame slower, which does suck. But it has shorter recovery, more active frames, and it moves him forward a lot more, and the pushback is a lot nicer as well.
Right.
But he has to rely on a 12-frame move now to serve the purpose of a sweep that other characters have that's like 9 frames or so.
Dude, Terry's heavy kick is like my go-to button. It's like his best button, I think. You have to use it constantly. Let's use Lily's crouching heavy punch as a good example. So they nerfed Lily's crouching heavy punch so that she has an extended hurt box on the lower portion of her attack. So when I'm trying to whip punish with this thing, because Terry's standing medium punch hits so high up, I can't actually whiff punish well with standing medium punch. I want to get her a little closer here, like this. See how I'm hitting nothing but air?
Yeah.
So there's the sweep, and the sweep will work, but since the sweep is slow, it's so much harder. Like that. I'm trying to hit the hurt box though. I'll just like guess. It should be there. There we go. But when you use heavy kick with Terry, it does work really well because of the range. See, like that? So like in this matchup, heavy kick is quite good because it hits so far. This is like the reason why heavy punches are good, because they have so much horizontal range.
Yeah.
Because they actually hit the character. So in this case, that's like really strong. But so the downside of heavy kick, obviously, DI is susceptible. It's not cancelable. It's slow. But I do think this is a very powerful button. This is one of Terry's best buttons.
Yeah, so I was just going to sort of echo what you were saying about using a different normal as a substitute. Because I'm just going to flat out say I never use the sweep when I'm playing Terry. At all.
Sweep?
That button, yeah, it doesn't exist for me. But something I find is, like Roy said, the standing heavy kick is slow. So I compensate if I'm at a close enough range with crouching medium kick, which, by the way, is an amazing normal for Terry because of its range and target combo.
Yeah, the target combo.
I'm sure we'll talk about that. So I guess I just want to sort of highlight again, we run into the same issue where a normal is not good, and we have to rely on another one to fill that role, but it's not perfect for that role.
Right.
No way.
Right.
So there's like an extra level of difficulty and choice making here that other well-rounded characters really don't have to make.
Yeah.
And from the perspective of a pro player, you know, why? Why the effort, right?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. It's kind of like a good way to think of it is kind of like how certain characters like Honda and Marisa are just inherently easier to play, like as for a beginner character, because they have moves that are just redundant and overlap everything, and they just kind of do everything. Where like for Honda, for example, his headbutt, it's an anti-air, it's a poke, it's a combo tool. OD version is a reversal, and armor reversal, and it goes through fireballs. So like, and then Marisa with her Gladius. So like Akuma or Shoto's, their heavy punch is a pressure tool, a poke, a one-hit confirmable, 5-frame active, and a whiff punishing tool, and it goes far. So like, for a pro, it's kind of just like a magic button. You know, it's a one button that does all. With Terry, it's not like that. It's like, this button is specifically for this. This button specifically for that. In this situation, we gotta specifically use this button. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just not as powerful as the stronger, well-rounded characters, utility-wise, for pros to use. It's cool. I like the technicality of Terry, but it's definitely one of the reasons that's holding him back from seeing anyone pick him up at this point in the game and the point in the season.
Because like even one of his best buttons, like we mentioned, his heavy kick is spectacular. It has extremely similar frame data to Ken's heavy kick, similar range, and similar reward as well. Like on a punish counter, obviously it's easier for Ken to get a meterless reward off of it because of run. Terry, the only real heavy kick reward you get meterless is like medium burn knuckle, or you can do Buster Wolf as well. Great super, which we'll get into later. But the meter, like just spending one drive gauge for the drive rush target combo, the power dunk, is amazing for Terry. But it's like I said, it's so similar to Ken's that it's such a great button. Ken has something so similar on top of also having that
heavy
spectacular stand heavy punch.
And the sweep.
And the sweep as well. 8-frame sweep. 8-frame sweep. Insane.
Yeah, with similar range. It's crazy. I thought Terry's crouching heavy kick would be like his big anti-air, like far range anti-air. Because if you look at the hitbox on this thing, it actually has a fantastic hitbox. But like I said, it's risky to use since it's still unsafe on block, and it doesn't just make up for its range because of how slow it is. 11 is just so absurdly slow for a sweep. For Terry, we're kind of reaching the kind of Zangief sweep comparison, basically, with Zangief's sweep on how it's used. But Zangief's, a grappler. He's a character that people are walking away and they're scared of him.
Because Terry can't, we'll get into Terry not having a plus button, but not having that kind of like upfront pressure, it feeds into the sweep being even worse than just the frame data would suggest, because it's in the context of his kid as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What other button you guys want to talk about?
I just briefly wanted to mention crouching medium punch.
Okay.
So we didn't mention it when we were talking about the substitutes for heavy punch, but it's something that I find myself using up close to shimmy because it's faster than standing medium punch, and on punish counter it goes into his heavy shoulder tackle.
Yeah.
Which is his main route. So that's another substitute. But again, it's not perfect because it's not as far-ranging, and it's a medium. So that's just something I quickly wanted to add. I also find it harder to stuff drive rushes with this button as opposed to other Shotos.
Okay.
But that's just, I don't know, personal experience. I really don't know what the differing factors are there.
I use crouching medium punch as my go-to check if someone drive rushes at me.
Yeah.
go-to check. I mean, I find it more effective than like DJ's crouching medium punch for checking drive rush.
Sure.
But it is quite stubby. I understand the balance behind it because it's 6 frames. That's actually really fast. But yeah, so at least they made it strong as a shimmy button. But once again, back to the heavies again. If a Shoto shimmies with heavy punch, they get a confirm off this because they can link off it because it's a heavy. And even Ryu got buffed this season where he can do low forward after his standing heavy punch on punish counter now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And even with like crouch medium punch is great. But even with like the punish counter, the shimmy potential, if they're even slightly outside of like if you whiff punish a button, maybe it's just slightly out of range for heavy tackle to combo, and then you just heavy tackle on block because they just it doesn't have enough hits done.
Right.
And it's awful.
Right.
That happened to me, yeah.
Yeah, I use crouching medium punch as my go-to whiff punch just because of the speed. I just want to make sure it works. I want to make sure I send them to the corner. It's like high priority.
Yeah.
It's for active frames as well, which is great. Like Akuma, for example, his crouch medium punch, the right arm of the forbidden one, it's also a 6 framer, but it has 1 less active frame than Terry's. It's only 3 active frames, but in exchange it's +6 on normal hit, so he can do 2 of them on normal hit, which is like a huge selling point for Akuma. It's insane. That button is absolutely crazy. So I would 100% trade Terry having that 1 more active frame, so make it 3 active frames, and just give him Akuma's, because having that +6 on normal hit, it would fill another gap in his play.
Oh yeah,
linking 2 crouch medium punches.
Give
you your combo.
Oh my
into
god, dude.
Yeah,
that's
it
the
might
big
be
thing.
too much. Yeah, it might be. It might be way too much.
It might be, but we don't have to talk about like giving them all these buffs all at once. We're just talking about one aspect of what they could do in which direction they want to go with this character. You have situations where Akuma, because it's fast, right? Like he'll whiff this, and then you will attempt to whiff punish him, and then he'll hit you with the next one, right? Because it's so quick. Because he's going like he's so fishing fast with it, right? And the hitbox is so godlike on this thing. You can't just spam it like Akuma can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then it not being +6 like Akuma's as well. If Akuma just gets a normal counter hit, his is +8, so he can link his crouch medium kick, which has insane range. For a stubby normal, compared to Terry, who only gets the +7. Something that's really hard to do as well is like recognize the counter hit and then do stand medium punch, because that's like the only way that you can get a counter hit confirm from like max range crouch medium punch. But it's so difficult, and like we said earlier, there's not enough reward on stand medium punch without like drive rush investment, because his like power dunk doesn't combo on natural hit. The medium punch heavy punch target combo is really good, but it's not a whole lot of reward.
It's not a full dry rush combo.
Yeah, and then passing sway is your other option.
Oh boy. Okay, let's rewind a second and go back to the whole medium situation. So Terry's standing medium punch is +1 on hit, and his crouching medium punch is +5. So they want you to go into lights with Terry, and he can't go do like natural standing medium punch, crouching medium punch like Ryu or Akuma, crouching medium punch. And a lot of players, even like beginners or anyone picking up Terry, will immediately find that they're using a lot of meter to get into his big B&Bs, or they're just having problems confirming in general, right? I've done a few guides on him trying to figure out alternatives, but even when he combos into it from his light, like if you're too close with light kick, you won't get that magic +4 to combo into your lights again after the light power charge. You have to be spaced out a little bit. It's like even then I can't even get it like this. It makes it clunky, right? It makes you have to rely more on drive rush, rely more on whiff punishing, which we talked about as one of the issues, right? And landing big hits like the punish counters or shimmies or jump-ins compared to the other Shotos. So if you guys want to add to that, I'm just going to go through all the Shotos and kind of show them.
For the sake of comparison, Luke also has this problem.
Yeah.
Where he can only link lights, and he's also mirror hungry. But Luke's crouching medium punch is plus. He has something in exchange for that weakness.
That is, I would definitely take that trade. Yeah, Ken just combos from his lights. He goes straight into target combo from his lights. So It's all good for Ken. But yeah,
right.
dude, I'm glad you brought up Luke. Abs.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big thing. So yeah, crouching medium punch. It's +5, so he has to go into like standing light kick.
Yep.
Or you go into light punch. And the standing medium punch in itself is a target combo, which causes knockdown. And I think what is it? The first 2 hits are super cancelable.
Yes, they are.
First, yeah.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, just for comparison.
Forward.
But this button, man, this button has been nerfed so many times since this game came out, and it's still godlike, man. +1 is just so crazy because he's still in that crouching light punch range. But yeah, if we're talking strictly from a combo side, that is definitely one of the weaknesses of Luke, where Luke is also a very meter hungry character, where he's got to spend bar to land his main combos. But yeah, +1 on block is a good trade off for him. How fast is this thing? 6 frames, the same speed as Terry's, man.
Yeah, I think all of
active
the Shoto crouching medium punches are 6 frames.
Akuma is kind of an extreme example because Akuma is just like the best at everything. So like
Yeah.
Akuma, you can do whatever he wants. You can do crouching medium punch twice, or you can go into the standing medium punch target combo. Like it's kind of choose your own adventure with Akuma. If this guy ever walks forward, like even though this button is not plus on block, it's -1. But because of how dangerous it is to get hit by this thing, because it's such an easy confirm, you're just in so much trouble with this character if he lands it, especially in the corner, man. Oh my god, if you're in the corner, the amount of damage he gets is crazy. So obviously they would look at Akuma how powerful it is. And then Jury, you know, her standing medium punch is +2 on block. DJ standing medium punch is +2, I think, as well. Chun-Li's standing medium punch is +1 on block. So a lot of the mediums are like pressure tools. They're either plus or they're easy confirmed tools or both.
Yeah.
Roy, you mentioned with Akuma as well, if you get counter hit, or Terry gets counter hit, he can go into the standing medium, right?
Oh, and Akuma can do crouch medium from... Yeah, because it's 8 frames.
Right.
That's
right.
really good.
I see. Like this. Okay.
Yeah, see, because if he's slightly outside of that range, you know, it works perfectly.
Right. So even when Terry gets the counter hit, it's still clunky.
Yeah, because even if Terry gets max range, crouch medium punch, which is +7.
I see.
Yeah, he can't do his crouch medium kick because
Right.
it's 8 frames, and he can't do stand medium punch because it doesn't go far forward enough. So he's just dead in the water. You can do level 1 there.
Oh, you can go raw level 1?
Yeah, because it's 7 frames. It should work. Yeah, but that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And it does less damage than the stand medium kick confirmed.
Oh, yeah, that's brutal.
So
I see.
It's really hard.
Yeah, and it's not even a plus on block button. Okay. And then, like I said, even if you were to convert it, you have target combo, and then like you said, this does not naturally combo the power dunk.
Yeah.
So then you would have to drive rush cancel. Okay, I see. Interesting.
Like I don't know like if I've only seen a few ramifications of making his stand medium punch +2 on hit, which would be power dunk combos naturally, which would be great for, like I said, you know, his crouch medium punch counter hit,
yeah,
and such. His stand heavy punch target combo, that would still have a 1 frame gap in it, so people could still perfect parry that or drive impact it. So he's still susceptible to that. It wouldn't make that a true block string, because that would be crazy. That would be crazy.
By the way, have you guys noticed that Terry's cross up kind of sucks?
It is bad.
Is it just me,
boy.
or is this thing
No.
cheeks?
It's
It doesn't
horrible.
feel great. It does not feel
Bro,
great.
I swear every time I try, like if I'm jumping out of the corner or I'm trying to just to get off, like I swear this thing whiffs every time. I swear.
Yeah. If the people watching want to give their opponent a free punish counter, just, you know, do that move and it will happen.
Bro, I'm losing my mind with this cross up. Yeah, there's something about it is off. Like I feel like it whiffs like crazy.
And I guess something to mention is, again, isolated, as an isolated normal, it's okay. It's a bad cross up, but he also doesn't have a jumping light kick.
Oh yeah.
Cross up.
Oh.
So you're kind of stuck with this.
Oh, that's a good point too. Yeah. So the other Shoto's, the jumping light kick is a cross up as well. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Like I died so many times in the first like week of playing Terry because I just assumed he'd have like a cross up light kick, jump light kick, and he did not. Coming from like Luke, Terry, Akuma, Ken, like all the other Shotos.
Damn, that's a good point.
I don't know if Luke does, but just everyone has this cross up light kick that just makes it so much easier to just push a really quick like +4 such like mix up, like something just in your face fast compared to Terry. It's just, oh my gosh.
Right, like, so once again, it's like, we're not trying to say, hey, Terry should just be like every other Shoto and make him exactly the same. We're just trying to say, like, okay, because he loses this, what compensates that, I guess, from a design point of view. So, if he only has one cross-up, then the cross-up should be good. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't... if we don't have any other choice, you know, it really limits what we can do here with the character.
Oh man, I just opened every single I opened Akuma, Ken, and Ryu's jump, medium, kick hitboxes, and then Terry's hitbox that actually crosses up, the one that's on like his his butt. Yeah. That hitbox is like 3 boxes that go upwards. They go up into his leg compared to Akuma, Ryu, and Ken. All of them have their hitboxes on their leg that's lower. So they have a single hitbox that actually hits lower. So Terry's cross-up hits higher than all the other Shotos.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes
sense.
sense.
That adds up.
I don't know why they designed it like that. That's like Akuma's cross-up hitbox is lower than his like outstretched leg hitbox. Ryu's is lower than his outstretched leg. Ken's is lower than his outstretched leg. But no, Terry's is above.
Damn.
For some reason, I have no clue why.
What's up?
So yeah, I would change that. That's one of the things I would change. Just make it a normal cross-up. Normalize Terry in that sense.
Yeah. What else about Terry's buttons?
Yeah,
gone over
Luke's
his
is the same
mediums
as well.
Okay, we've gone over his mediums, his heavy punch, his sweep, the cross up. What are we missing here? Anything else?
Overhead.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The overhead. Oh my god. Okay. Oh boy. All right. The overhead. So Terry's overhead, it's so slow. This thing is so slow, dude. When you try to dry rush overhead, I swear I never land this. It just seems so telegraphed. Maybe it's the animation. I don't know. Let me compare it to other overheads. Well, you guys can talk about it. I'm gonna check out Ryu right now. So it's 22 frames for Terry.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think most other like Ryu and Akuma's, I think it's 20.
Oh, it's 2 frames faster.
2 frames faster, yeah.
Yeah, Ryu's is faster.
You want to know what I found when I was looking at his normals? What overhead it's comparable to?
What's up?
Is Bison's. Bison also has a 22 frame overhead with 3 active frames.
What about Luke? Is it the same speed as Luke's? Because Luke's overhead seems kind of slow too.
It does. I have no clue.
Yeah, I think it's either the same or
it's 21. It's still faster.
Yeah.
And dude, hitting this overhead is difficult, I think, with Luke. Unless you're doing it like as a reset. I think hitting Luke's is hard. Oh man, yeah, man, it's considerably slower.
And like I said,
dude, Bison's has to be slow, guys. If it's the only thing keeping this character, like, not even, you can't even keep this character sane. But like with the Psycho Mind, if this thing was 20 frame overhead,
it would be
over. But yeah, you're right. It's the same speed as Terry's. Okay.
But that just like goes to show that like in the context of his kit, it's just not doing enough. Like it's a heavy, which is nice, but it's not amazing because again, his crouch medium punch is like the main thing you're getting off a drive rush overhead. Yeah. And if the crouch medium punch isn't giving you enough reward because it's only +5 on hit,
right?
It's just not great.
Right. It ties in together. It ties in. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
switch to a Kuka here and check it out.
Yeah, it's we're having some weaknesses from other characters, but none of their strengths to compensate for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at Akuma's. Oh my god. Obviously, like
Dude, Akuma. It's Akuma. Akuma's always an extreme example, but it's Akuma, bro.
+7, right?
Yeah, it's +7.
Of
Yeah, 'cause
course
you get
it is.
the stand medium kick, because stand medium kick, forces stand and also does more damage than his medium punches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Terry's stand medium punch does 100 more than his crouch medium punch. It does 700 damage instead of 600, I think. Yeah, 700 instead of 600. So that's his more damaging option. So it's better to do it after counter hit. But again, you don't get enough reward because they wanted to keep it. They wanted to keep it in in check by not making his target combos too good. It's like his utility normal. So
Right.
it has to be used in that context. So he can't just get normal hit, power dunk, or anything. But just something even that small would tie together a lot more of his kit.
Yeah.
And it's just not there. While other characters have, similar strengths or better strengths with just none of the downsides that Terry's stuck with.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean,
So
at least he's pretty close after that overhead, unlike Ryu, where there's like massive push block.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's very slow. I maybe because of the range.
The range isn't bad.
But I don't know. Like, maybe they just want you to use quick burn, man. Maybe because he's got quick burn overhead that can cancel until level 3. Maybe they're like, okay, well, they want you to use that more instead of the normal. Because now he has 2 overheads, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They hit on the overhead hit on the same frame, I'm pretty sure. For both his overhead and for quick burn.
Oh, interesting. And at that point, why? I don't know. Like, I guess if you want to cancel, but there's a big tail with quick burn. A big tail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
From the range on the
that
first hit,
standing
just-
medium kick after. Jeez. Crazy.
That's another thing you could get into, is that a lot of these characters with their heavy punches, their drive rush combos are so much better when they like just do heavy and a heavy and a heavy and a heavy, which Terry does not have.
Oh, the meter burn combo. You
Yeah. His meter burn combos. And obviously, it's different within the context of Terry's kit because of how his specials go into one another, and especially with his
Right.
his level 2. But even just something as as small as heavy into heavy, which a lot of other characters have, especially Shoto's, it's just
Right.
bad.
Right. Once again, Akuma is just a very, very extreme example. But yeah, I see what you're saying. That's true.
In the subject of heavies, I think we need to talk about his crouching heavy punch.
Oh no.
This thing has no horizontal range.
No range, none.
Which it would be okay if you could use it as a reliable anti-air. But oftentimes you try to use this button to anti-air and it will outright lose.
Yeah, it is weird. It's. I think maybe they were scared of the trauma of Luke's crouching heavy punch in season 1.
Yeah.
Because like when you saw this in the trailer, like, oh, this is a great anti-air. It
This
looks
thing
like
goes-
Luke's.
Yeah, it goes
But-
all the way up.
Yeah, it goes all the way up. But no, it doesn't. It's an anti-air that you have to use it quite close. But I
You
don't
have
think
to
it's
use it
good at
early.
stopping cross-ups either, right?
Oh
No.
yeah, no, not really.
No, so it's kind of redundant. Where you're just gonna use the rising tackle instead.
Yeah.
And if you're too
Yeah.
slow, I guess it's just strictly a combo tool. Like, you just use it to meter burn in the corner into whatever.
Yeah, because you get the single hit.
It's fast.
heavy,
It's
which
8
does the
frames.
Yeah, it
Like-
does the 800 damage as opposed to the first hit of stand heavy punch, which only does 400.
Like, you're using it to combo after the heavy round wave because you're +8.
Yeah.
You're basically, they're trying to like think of the combos that you could have done from it. They're just trying to balance it that way.
Yeah. It's just so stubby that there are times where it would be great to combo into it, and I just try to hit it and I'm way too spaced out, and
It
I
just
just whip the
whiffs.
normal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I guess in Luke's example, it's used to combo mirrorlessly into his knuckles.
Yeah.
His charge knuckles, so. And it was also, before it got nerfed, it was a cracked anti-air. It was
Yeah.
like insane anti-air. So this is kind of like one of his main like combo tools, basically. Okay. Any other buttons? I feel like I really hope like the people who listen to us aren't thinking we're kind of just nitpicking and saying, because we can say weaknesses with the Shotos on their buttons too, but we're trying. Our point is that all of these kind of tie in together with our original point of the whole whiff punch situation. It all kind of ties in together, basically. That's what we're trying to say. In a vacuum, these buttons do have their strengths too, but
yeah. Terry does have also some normals we haven't talked about because we're talking about trying to make him better. He has some great stuff. His crouching medium kick goes into a target combo, which is amazing.
This is one of his best things. Standing heavy kick is really good. His light chain stuff, like light confirm stuff, is actually really cool.
Yes.
He's got really cool light versions that go into knockdown and fantastic corner carry and Oki when he's close. So that would really complement, like if his heavy punch was plus on block, that'd really complement those lights, Like it would tie in together really well. His standing medium kick is good too. Easy confirm, but once again it goes into the lights, right?
Yeah.
It spaces it out. And I'll get into the whole level 1 situation in a bit here.
Oh yeah, situation.
Actually, you know what? Let's talk about it right now because this is driving me crazy. Okay. So as a poking tool, I really like Terry's standing medium kick. It's really good, and he's able to link his level 1 on counter hit with this thing into his Buster Wolf. The problem is that at absolute max range, it does not combo, which is hard to do when they're kind of standing still like this, but. Right there. See, it did not combo, okay? I have it on counter hit. It did not combo. Now, you'd think this situation would be rare, but you have to remember, I'm in training mode and I have it set to counter hit. How do you get a counter hit? It's when the opponent's pressing a button, right? So because that circumstance is going to happen in a real match where they're pressing a button, this thing's going to hit further than normal. Like, for example, let's say Luke walks up towards me and tries to do like crouching medium kick or something, right? And I counter him before this thing comes out. There's gonna be weird interactions where there could be more pushback than normal, and I've had so many matches where I linked this and the opponent blocked it and I'm dead, dude. He's blocking a level 1. It's over. You could do any combo he wants, like any dry rush combo, and it drives me absolutely bonkers, especially in the corner where you're only hitting with the tippity tip of this button. So one change I would really like from Capcom to do for sure is make it so this thing can combo to level 1 counter hit from all ranges. Either they just make it plus 8 on hit, anything to make this thing combo, because it's hard visually to know if it's gonna combo or not if the opponent presses a button because of the way the pushback works when your buttons collide. Definitely up there on the top of my list of changes.
Yeah, for sure.
What's hard about balancing the stand medium kick is that at +5, it's perfectly spaced to do the light power charge combo from his light kick. But if you make it to where it's +8 on counter hit, you get you get crouch medium kick target combo off of normal counter hit stand medium kick, which is really strong. But then you also get crouch medium punch off of normal hit stand medium kick. So it's just something really hard to balance around. And Buster Wolf is an amazing super. It's one of my favorite moves of his, which we can get into later as well.
It's a really good super, yeah.
But the big thing is that it's 7 frames. It travels very far, very fast. It's very good. But being 7 frames, it's the exact number that his stand medium kick is on counter hit. So you have to be exactly in the range where it doesn't travel a single frame outside of its initial startup, or else it's going to whiff like that.
Right. Exactly.
So you'd either have to make Buster Wolf 6 frames, which would mean it's the same speed as Jinrai with Ken.
Our Luke's level 2 as well, 6, right?
Yeah, but also it's invincible. Yeah. But Buster Wolf is invincible, unlike Shippu Jinrai Kyaku, Jesus, on Ken, his level 2, which he can combo from, his
I don't know if they can
really
make his level 1
from.
any stronger, bro. Because then he'd be able to like do zone, and he would be able to hit confirm fireballs into level 1. It would be so cracked.
Because 6 frames would be so good. So it's so hard to get
have
this
to buff
to
the
work
medium kick
properly. Yeah, but then crouch medium kick goes into crouch medium punch naturally, and then that becomes a big issue potentially.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I mean,
yeah, and then
bro, I mean, he can go into 2 mediums. I don't think that's like a huge stretch. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we're asking for much here. If he's able to go on medium. I mean, it's a
DJ
9-frame button. There's 9 frames, man.
wait, can DJ do that naturally? Stay
What?
medium kick and a crouch medium punch?
I can check.
Is that on normal hit?
I mean, to be fair though, DJ barely has any cancelable buttons, so I think it's fine for DJ. But
yeah,
I'll find out right now. It's +6. Yeah, he can.
So it'd be similar to that. I mean, they're comparable normals as well. The stand medium kicks.
It's hard. I'm like, we're trying to like. That's why I'm trying to compare it to the other well-rounded characters. But like DJ is just very specific because he's a character that barely has anything cancelable. Like his standing medium punch is not cancelable. So I don't know. It's hard to compare it to that.
Like beyond the 2 mediums into each other, on normal counter hit, being able to get it would be +8 on counter hit with Terry, so you can get crouch medium kick target combo, which would be very strong. I'm trying to think of what else is.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, he would be able to. I mean, actually, that'd be really strong. Actually,
Yeah,
that would be in the corner. Like that would be. You wouldn't even go to level 1 anymore. You would only go into the target combo.
Yeah, because you can just do target combo, medium crack shoot. Yeah,
okay,
see,
okay.
that's why
Right,
why it's so hard to.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, all right. You're hired. You're on the team.
You're hired.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know, man. But one thing we can have, all right, is being afraid this level 1's not going to combo and losing the entire match. That's all I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like, once again, for the people who listen to this, it's yes, I can learn the range of it, the max tippity tip range, but you do not get counter hits like this. You get counter hits when the opponent presses a button, which makes it drastically harder to judge if the level 1's going to combo or not. So,
The more
I don't know, bro.
buff-
I don't know
It
where
got
to
to
pick
the
up.
point where I just didn't bother trying to cancel. I lost so many matches whenever that failed and my level 1 got blocked that I just gave up on it and just used it as a poking tool.
Yeah, that sucks. Like, I think that's one of the cool things about Terry, though. Like, I love this combo. I love doing it.
The smash confirm.
Yeah, dude.
Like the only thing I can think that they could do to make this consistent or more consistent, at least without like breaking something, like making his level 1 the same speed as Ken level 2 with invincibility and huge range like Ken level 2, or making his stand medium kick go into crouch medium kick on normal counter, like not normal hit, on counter hit, which is insane. The only thing I can think that they could do to make it more consistent is to just give Buster Wolf slightly more range on its first active frame.
That's what Nightmare is saying in the chat. He's
He's
saying like speed it up just at the beginning, so it's still the frame data is intact, but it just travels faster. That would be sick.
Because there's no like other things that I can think about other than the confirm that Buster Wolf could now do if it reached slightly further or went slightly faster up to its first active frame.
Yeah,
There's nothing else I can think of.
Level 2 is not even invincible.
Yeah.
For a level 2, it's pretty unique.
You know what you might be able to do?
What's up?
Is like doing target combo medium crack. Wait, is it medium crack shoot on screen? Can you do crouch medium kick target combo medium crack shoot into Buster Wolf mid screen?
I think so. Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Dude, you can't change the frame down the medium kick. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it would be target combo city. Like no one would do level 1. It'd be, dude. Imagine if it comboed. Like Terry would skyrocket in power. It would be. He could do OD and then go like level 3. It'd be outrageous.
Yeah.
It'd be a cold red situation. Like, bro, the amount of corner carry. Like once again, guys, we have to be reasonable. We have to be humble. We can't.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we're biased because we're all Terry players, but we have to think of something that Capcom would realistically change.
Yeah, I think just making it move further on the first frame makes sense.
Yeah,
Oh, that's the note I put too for Buster Wolf in my little wish list doc. I just put like maybe a closer knockdown on hit for better Oki, and then slightly further on first frame for hit confirm. Not a big issue because this super is amazing. Like don't get us wrong, this is one of Terry's best features. Unfortunately, the part of the kit that it fills is a sweep punish because, you know, max range sweep, Terry is terrible at punishing because either they're not minus enough for him to hit stand heavy kick, which is like his best way to whiff punish it.
Yeah.
They're not minus enough for, or they're out of range for his sweep to counter sweep. So a lot of times he has to use Buster Wolf to punish max range sweeps, which does suck, but it's a great feature, you know.
Yeah.
It's something amazing in his kit.
Okay, are we ready to move on from the normals now?
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
so.
Okay, so just to summarize everything, we're both in agreement that the one thing we changed so far to help all of the stuff we just talked about on his buttons is simply making his standing heavy punch +1 on block, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just +1 on block instead of -1. That would help everything. And then I just want to add the standing medium kick into level 1, make the level 1 travel a little further at the beginning, just so it consistently combos on counter hit without disrupting everything else. That's 2 changes we're asking for so far after all that, right?
Well, I think we were also asking for a hitbox adjustment on.
On the cross up, yeah.
Oh, on the crossover. Oh,
Give
yeah.
Terry a cross up, please. Give Terry a cross up, Capcom.
That's we're
Please.
not asking for a lot there.
On my knees, please.
Like, see how high it hits? It's because the hitbox is up. It's like up on his legs for some reason, as opposed to every other show.
Take a look at it,
goes
Capcom. Could be a
down.
bug. It could be a bug. All right.
It could be. It could be.
Okay, now let's get into more stuff. I want to talk about this right away. His anti-zoning capabilities.
Oh,
I think
gosh.
this is
Lack
this is
thereof.
one thing. Now we're talking about the character's design philosophy, but I think this right here is what's really hurting this character and giving him a lot of bad matchups. Is his anti-zoning. So Terry's main anti-zoning tool is his heavy crack shoot. So, and keep in mind, I guess I gotta add some context to this, is that his light fireball, which is the one that goes full screen, goes underneath other fireballs. So you're trading with other fireballs, which has its strengths, but I'm just saying, you know, if someone points out, well, he's a zoner, right? Why does he need to anti-zone if he's a zoner? And his medium doesn't go full screen, and then his heavy, you know. So it is crack shoot. Okay. You guys mind if I just show a quick example here on a big difference between his and other characters?
Yeah.
I'm going to directly compare his anti-zoning to Chun-Li and Cammy. Chun-Li also has a fireball as well. So if you look at the total frames of Terry's crack shoot, it's 23 frames, which is actually pretty fast. 23. But the startup is very slow. Even though, like, 23 sounds fast, but what I mean is he doesn't travel. He doesn't get off the ground and up in the air fast enough. So let's get Ken to just throw a fireball. Ken to throw a fireball. Actually, maybe should we get Ryu? Let's get Ryu just in case someone's like, oh, Ken's fireball sucks. So I can hammer this point. Let's get PU in here.
Just don't use Akuma.
Okay, hold on. No, I'm definitely not going to use Akuma, bro. Terry has no chance. All right. So I'm going to do crack shoot the second Ryu throws his fireball. So I'm going to... Remember, you can't do this in a match, right? You can't react this quickly, but I'm just showing you how slow it is. So I know Ryu's going to throw a fireball as soon as he touches the ground, but look. I still can't get over the fireball. Just right there. Let's get a little... Hold on. Go a little bit closer here. Like this. Just so I can really hammer this point. I have to do it so much earlier to get over this thing. So much earlier. Okay. Now, I'm going to go to Chun-Li.
Uh-oh.
It's Chun-Li time.
Oh boy.
All right. So Chun-Li's startup is 32. This thing is way slower. Way slower. But now I'm going to show you what happens if you do it at the same time with Chun-Li, okay? Hold on. So as soon as you throw the fire, see, look, I'm already over it. Look, I'm stepping a little closer just so you guys can see. Look, why am I over it if the startup is slower? Because she just launches to the moon as soon as she does this move. So yes, once again, in a real match, you can't do this on reaction. But I'm just trying to show you how much harder, how much more Terry has to predict that the fireball is coming. And I know Haps is dying right now. He's like, he wants to talk about when these moves land and the frame data. I know, Haps,
yes.
You need to control yourself, Haps, okay?
Oh,
just give me one more minute so I can really hammer this point.
I got
okay?
it. I can
just
do
relax,
this.
relax. I know you do. Okay, I'm going to go to Cammy now.
You keep it together.
I got this. I can do it.
Okay. So what's the start of this? 28, okay? Same thing. I'm not doing it until Ryu touches the ground And once again, Cammy has more than enough time. All right. So all 3 of these characters have to predict when the fireball's coming, but Terry has to predict so much earlier. And then I didn't even bring up the OD version of these moves. Cammy's OD spin knuckle, Chun-Li's OD Hazanshu, which I think she can do it on reaction, right? It's fast enough. Let me see.
Oh, it's really fast.
Like, yeah. Look, I'm waiting for you to throw the fireball. Look, it's more than fast. This is on reaction, no problem. Yeah, this is cracked, bro. This is cracked. And then Terry's OD crack shoot. Small violin here, but it does not go through fireballs. It's a combo tool. No fireball invincibility whatsoever. This thing ain't going over anything. All right, Haps.
So, Vesper, before we get into what happens if the moves land, I'm just wondering what happens if they block it. You know, can we compare that to Cammy's? Just real quick.
Oh my god. Okay, here we go. All right. So when this heavy crack shoot is blocked, Terry is -1. -1 in front of them.
Brace yourselves.
Here we go. Okay. If Cammy does hers, she is +3. +3. So she has to predict less.
Oh.
And bro, and this thing goes far. Okay, like this goes super far. Super duper far. And the OD one, the one that's much faster, you know, that's safe on block, in case you guys are wondering. All right, Habs, continue.
Well, something else, it's as you're getting these moves out, I feel like Terry's is so much easier to react with DI, and they have all day. Even if you're still on top of them and they do DI late, they can still hit you with a heavy version. But Cammy, I think everybody here who plays ranked knows that if you're just slightly late, she'll be just in time to DI you back, and then you'll hate everything.
Yeah, it's like the DI will beat all these options. The DI does work against this, but Cammy can cancel this into her level 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
cancel to her level 3,
God.
bro. And so can Chun-Li. So can Chun-Li. They both can.
Not our boy Terry.
They both can,
No, it's
dude.
too much.
See? She can cancel it.
No.
Nice.
Yeah, both of them, but Terry can't.
All right.
All right.
Now the big. So
Okay.
on hit, you know, you're probably wondering, audience, like, okay, all of this is happening. There's so many weaknesses. The reward on hit has to be insane, right?
Has to be cracked. Cracked
Has
shoot.
to be cracked.
cracked.
Shoot.
Yeah, cracked.
Well, no, you're wrong. On hit, Terry will just knock down the opponent.
Yeah.
You get no combo,
Nope.
nothing. Chun-Li gets a combo, Cammy gets a combo. Maybe just need to spend a little bit of meter. Nope. That one doesn't really work that much either. Unless it's airborne, it will knock down as well.
Just keep this in mind. Like heavy crack shoot on normal hit, knockdown. Like on counter hit, punish counter, it doesn't matter. There's nothing because it has to hit high up. And I guess the reason they did this is because his heavy crack shoot is like his big, you know, combo tool for all of his B&Bs.
Yeah.
But in the context of just anti-zoning, Chun-Li on normal hit, heavy Hazanshu, is +6. Bro, she can naturally call him to crouching strong.
It's crazy.
Oh my god. And then, yeah. Oh.
Rip.
You can see on the frame meter too, the projectile invincibility frames, right?
Yeah.
The, like orange striped frames.
Yeah. 20.
Go look at Terry's heavy crack shoot, and look at those frames. Look at the orange striped frames.
There isn't any.
Now you might notice there isn't any, and the reason
You trapped
for this
me,
is
Roy. You trapped me, bro.
is because Terry does not have real projectile invincibility on his heavy crack shoot. He has lower body projectile invincibility starting on frame 14.
Oh my god.
He's airborne on frame 12.
Nice. We
That's-
love that.
It's rough. It is very rough. 14 through 31 is lower body projectile invincible, and he's airborne 12 to 34.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
And then even the OD for Chun-Li, 10 show kicks. and then Cammy. Now remember, they don't just get like big hits. Like they get natural hits that you can drive rush cancel and go into whatever. You know, how plus is Cammy on a hit? +5.
Yeesh.
So she gets the knockdown.
And notice the orange.
You notice the orange, yeah. You notice the orange.
What is that? Frame 9? I think Chun-Li's OD Hazanshu is like frame 7 or something. Projectile invincible. That's insane. And there's this 14.
Remember, we're talking about natural hit here too, guys. Like when you're going through a fireball, it's gonna be a punish counter every time. So like, you know, Cammy's gonna go into like heavy punch for this thing, and even if they block it, it's still a success, right? It's plus on block, and then on top of that, even if they DI, you can cancel into your level 3. Like it's yeah, this is a serious thing. Now remember, we're using Ryu as an example. Can you imagine with Terry trying to do your heavy crack shoot over Akuma's fireball, guys? Like, and think about how many Akumas there are in both in tournaments and online. There's an army out there. There's an assembly line of Akumas.
And it's growing.
and it's growing. Yeah, and it's growing. After Terry, it's growing, dude. So like, just trying to like, bro, I have to perfect parry, and then even then I might get clipped. You know what I'm saying? I have to do it right after. Look how early I have to do this thing. You know, if I wait just a tad, no, there's no way. It ain't happening.
Yeah,
bro.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's not happening. It's not. So that's why. So Terry has some really tough matchups against just zoning in general. So Akuma, you know, Guile, or anyone with standard fireball, even Ryu. Ryu feels really tough for Terry, just in general.
Yeah.
So, and if we look at the matchup charts from other Terry players, you can see the similar, arriving at similar opinions on a lot of that. So that's a huge chunk in the game in general. So it's because of Terry's unique fireballs, and I think his fireballs are actually really good for different reasons. But if I were to think of a single thing that's really hurting its matchups, it's definitely this heavy crack shoot. Like, it's just man, it's so risky to use this move.
That's the note that I put too on my list, is just a couple frames faster or projectile invincibility faster. Because fun fact, heavy crack shoot is, I think, slightly faster than heavy dragon lash, but obviously much different rewards on hit
Ken's
and block, and it goes way further too, a good amount further.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, so
they don't serve the same purpose, but
I don't think we should mess around with the speed, because there's so many Terry combos that use heavy crack shoot.
Yeah,
it would be such a pain in the ass for Capcom to figure out what to do. So dude, yeah, this is 28. This is 20. This is plus on block.
Yeah,
keep some
but it's different. I mean, thank goodness it doesn't go over fireballs. But yeah, I think you're right. Add the orange. We need to add the orange to this and add projectile invincibility. No, don't get me wrong. I don't think that Terry should be able to crack shoot on reaction through fireballs. That would be broken. He still has to predict, but I still want the similar speed that Cammy and Chun-Li can do it. I think that would be very helpful.
You can't even get it to work with the recording.
Yeah, bro. I can't.
Something I wanted to mention is some people might say, well, you know, guys, Cammy's a rushdown character and she has no fireball. It makes sense that her anti-fireball tools are a little stronger. And, you know, Chun-Li's lighter and medium version, those are punishable. Ares is safe. But again, you have to look at the orange bar, guys. For Terry, you can't really use Terry's light and medium crack shoot as an anti-zoning tool because they don't elevate you high enough.
Yeah.
And they also don't travel that far. So just adding that there, if in case that's what you were thinking about.
Right. So wait, can I go through Akumas with Chun-Li's?
Oh, can you not?
I don't know. It does. Oh yeah, you can. It's just precise.
Yeah, okay.
That's cool. I see. It's pretty interesting. Another thing too is just the risk and reward in general with Terry. So even if they did add the projectile invincibility earlier, I still think it would be a weakness for Terry. Like, this is not even a strong enough buff. The risk reward of when I land a hit on this thing with punish counter, it's just too huge. If the opponent neutral jumps me, I guessed wrong, or they hit me with the DI, I'm only getting the knockdown with this thing. So I don't know. Maybe they can make the blowback bigger. I can go level 1 after it. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Level 1
There's some
be kind
kind
of
of
cool.
reward.
I just want the orange bars, man.
Okay.
That's all I want.
Haps being extra reasonable. He just wants something.
Yeah.
He'll take whatever he can get.
That, like, even if it is like just lower body projectile invincibility like it is now, it would be a lot nicer if it started up maybe like the same frame that he's airborne. Maybe. I don't know if that's too much, because he's airborne on frame 12, but his projectile invincibility isn't till 2 frames later. It starts on frame 14. So, you know, with the slow startup and with the slow projectile invincibility startup, it's just too hard to get. It's too hard to land already over fireballs, on top of getting no real reward for it, even on punish counter. Like, even when you do successfully do it, it's like, oh my god, I get to dash forward twice and be like +4 slightly outside of throw range. It's awesome.
Right.
Whoopee.
Like, I
Oh,
find
no,
myself just spending bar instead and doing OD fireball to gain my ground. That's like pretty much how I do. And I have to drive rush. Like, I have to commit like 3 bars.
Yeah.
But man, Akuma just definitely holds Terry back. That's like one of his worst matchups. This is a scary matchup, bro.
It is really hard.
It's horrid because you spend all day blocking his fireballs, just endless barrage, and then let's say, oh wow, I somehow got in using the system mechanics such as perfect parry, and then going back to what we talked about, in the close-in game, you can't really whip punish him as well as he can whip punish you.
Yeah.
So you're just losing throughout the entire screen.
Right.
It's horrible.
And don't get me wrong, Akuma is giving almost all the characters problems with this, but once again, we're talking about, like, if you're a pro and you're picking up a well-rounded character like Terry, there are some insane competition in that category right now. In an insane amount of competition. So, like I said, even Ryu gives Terry a run for his money on some of this stuff. So
that's how you know it's bad.
Yeah, and dude, we're getting, like I said, it's like late in the season, so like pros are not gonna switch to a character unless they're like broken at this point. So these are just things that Capcom will have to look at going forward with Terry. All right, Roy, check your notes. What did we miss?
Another gap in Terry's kit is, you mentioned his light chains are amazing.
Yeah.
But that's on hit. On block, because Terry has no plus on block button anywhere without drive rush. So his mediums don't give him plus. His heavy punch doesn't give him plus. He has to rely on lights a lot. And despite having great light chains on hit, on block, it's so difficult to frame trap somebody without spending meter. And the big one that we brought up was quick burn, the light burn knuckle, the overhead. It does not reach, the first hit does not reach far enough to hit after a 3-hit light string to frame trap. See, 90% of people will slam that crouch medium punch after seeing 3 lights, especially Akuma players. I've gotten hit 9 times out of 10 trying to use this by Akumas mashing that Exodia right arm as hard as they possibly can. Punish counter in a stand heavy punch. OD, OD hands, combo into 40% in the corner. It's awful. It goes. It doesn't go far enough. Compare this to like, just really quick, like Ryu, because we're comparing to other well-rounded characters. Akuma's the edge case, because
definitely the edge case.
Yeah. So Ryu has his
light Hashogeki.
His light palm. Yeah, light Hashogeki. It is -3. It's safe. On counter hit, it launches, so he gets a combo off of it.
Yeah.
You can either do just like medium Tatsu, or like just like a basic meterless option. I think you can do like medium donkey kick, or you can just do drive rush, medium punch into, or light kick into,
It's definitely one of his big buffs, man. They really went hard on light Hashogeki because of that light string weakness. It's really good.
It's great frame trap option. And now Terry does not have an option like this.
Yeah, now he's running into that problem.
Because like with Terry, you either have to go insane. I've done this several times now is do light tackle after 3 lights to frame trap.
Oh my
just go
God.
minus 12 in their face just to
No.
gamble the fact that they're gonna
Roy.
press something.
No, Roy, don't do it.
Roy.
Don't do it, Roy.
I've had
You're crazy.
I've hit almost exclusively Akuma players with it, almost, because
Don't do it,
9 times out of 10, like I said, they will mash that crouch medium punch, and you can just bam tackle right in the face, and it's a terrible option, and it's abysmal that it's come to this. But
Okay, hold
What
on.
about light
Oh my god, dude.
fireball,
Okay,
Roy? Please.
holy
I
holy
don't
cow.
think light fireball gets counter hit. I'm pretty sure it's too slow.
Yeah, so I'm doing light fireball, and just in case
Yeah.
someone's gonna say from there. I'm doing light
Yeah,
fireball.
too
This
slow.
is light. I'm getting checked.
Same with OD.
Wait, what about medium? Because nobody's gonna mash a light punch, right? It's probably gonna be crouching medium punch. I would think.
No one's
Oh, you
gonna
can
mash
test
light
that.
punch.
After a light string, they'll be out of range if you do nothing. I
you
think
can
it's
do-
more reasonable to do a crouching medium punch.
Maybe in your region, not in
Yeah.
my.
We're in
in
the
my-
same region. Oh my
The fact that
God.
we even have to like pull at these strings, like
Okay, hold-
no, they won't do the stand light punch. They'll do the crouch medium punch.
Okay,
You know,
hold on,
they'll
hold
go Akuma
You
mode.
gotta
Okay.
guess on your own offense here.
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Yeah, you do have to guess on your own offense. Okay. Light fireball trades with reused crouching medium punch.
Look at that
So 6
reward.
frame.
+3.
So you would ideally want to do, because this is the problem here. Let's say they don't do anything. If the opponent blocks my light fireball, I'm minus 7. This thing's
Yeah.
very minus. You want to use the medium. The medium one that causes the knockdown on counter hit, and it's much more plus on block. So that's ideally what you want to get. But
There's a problem
that gets
there.
beat by. It's too slow. It gets beat by medium.
There's a problem there.
There's a problem. Oh, do the tackle. Do the tackle.
No, not
No.
that.
Is this seriously what you do?
Oh my god.
Oh.
Sometimes
my
it just
God.
sometimes it does come down to it, unfortunately.
He's unhinged.
When they
This
won't
is what
stop.
Terry
This
did.
yeah, this is degenerate Terry gameplay, bro.
I don't think that medium burn knuckle works either. I think it's too slow. It's like 16 frames.
Yeah, it doesn't. I think I tested it myself and my mom.
Awesome
moment
trade,
of
by the way.
desperation.
Oh my
Awesome
god.
trade.
Okay.
A moment of clarity. But like I said, Ryu has that frame trap. Akuma, edge case, but Akuma can do like heavy fireball, and it's minus 6 or 7 or something, but
Yeah.
it pushes out far enough that he's basically fine. There's nothing that can really stop him. Ken has his light Jinrai, which is very punishable. But at the same time, Ken gets huge reward off of just landing crouch light punch in the first place, because it's +5. It goes into his target combo because he has the 5-frame medium punch,
Yeah.
which Terry does not have.
Right.
Neither the +5 nor the but having to rely on quick burn, it doesn't reach on that first hit, and on top of that, it's
Isn't that the point?
punishable
Isn't that the
at
point
minus-
though? For that it doesn't reach.
Yeah,
'Cause-
to get the quick overhead in. Same
Yeah.
speed as his actual overhead, by the way.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Oh my
But
God.
it just sucks that first hit whiffs, because they want it to be punishable because it is an overhead, and even though you can't like raw confirm into super if just the second hit hits, people will react to the first hit being blocked and just block the second one high.
Yeah.
And then you're point blank -5. They can do like, edge case Akuma can do crouch light punch into heavy punch.
and send you to the next
is,
dimension.
Sending the next
Right.
dimension. But just everyone can get like a decent punish out of that. As opposed to, Ryu, who has his light Hashogeki, which is safe. It's not a overhead or anything. But it frame traps beautifully. And I get why they did it to an extent, but having to spend meter to frame trap the way that other characters don't have to spend meter, when Terry already doesn't have any plus buttons at all and a stubby heavy punch, it just makes it so much harder to maintain your pressure or check people for like extending themselves.
Okay, I haven't lost my marbles like you, where you're doing light power charge the frame trap, but I think Terry's lights are actually really strong, like on hit. Like the
On
fact
hit,
that you can
yeah.
combo into burn knuckle, and the fact that he has these insane light extensions off the light power charge, like his meter dump from lights is probably one of the best in class meter dump from lights. They're actually like wild. So I understand why Capcom designed that way, because his lights are actually on hit once again. Like you were saying that they're really strong. So I think instead of buffing his light on block pressure, I think we need to go back to this +1 heavy punch. I think fixes this.
Yeah, but the fact that he doesn't have that option, it just creates this other problem as well. Like you can use OD quick burn to frame trap. I do that way more than the tackle. Let me say, the tackle isn't a common thing. That's a last
OD
resort.
is unsafe though, isn't it?
It is, but the pushback is way better than the like look at that. Especially after like.
But you gotta
3-hit
spend,
lights.
man. You have to
yeah,
spend.
look at that. Yeah, you have to spend though.
You have to spend. Yeah. No, it's better to just backdash with Terry and then just or mix in 2 lights
or just block.
Not against Chun-Li, you don't.
I do standing light kick. Oh yeah, now you can't backdash on Chun-Li, but like standing light kick, I'm going a lot into standing light kick, but this is not a true chain. It's not a chain.
No.
Yeah, I do that too. Like,
but it is a hole without having +1 block. It's so crazy to me that the standing headbutt is not +1 block, man. It's so nuts. Like this is a +1 block button.
Yeah.
Come on.
But honestly, I'm with Roy completely on this. If you're going to be -5 in their face and the first hit's gonna hit, they should be able to block the overhead. It's similar to Ed, you know? Just give them that option. -5, just keep them honest.
Okay.
It's something. It makes his if they're not gonna give him the +1 heavy punch, it makes his pressure more multi-dimensional. Right now, people are just waiting for that third jab, which I know can be used to your advantage, but it just feels like you're playing with less cards than most.
When you get away with the heavy round wave, it's so sick. Like heavy round wave is so good when they get them to block, right? It's a really good mix up. But when the opponent, like if pros learn the matchup on Terry, which they don't need to because no one plays this character right now, but if they once they understand that this is fake, like this chain is completely fake, he will never get away with this. It's just, you know what I mean? He won't.
Yeah.
He'll get checked every time, man. Because it could just, the light is just gonna beat all the options. When you do a 2 chain, right?
People would just jump out of it as well, and then you're in a world of hurt because their cross-up is actually gonna work. It's, you know.
It's way too slow.
It's just the quick burn, but you're taking a massive risk because it's minus on block.
Yeah.
It's exactly. It's similar to Ed's blitz.
The reward on counter hit isn't, it's not terrible. It scales, I think, like 20% if you get a counter hit, but you do get a light punch off of it. And then on punish counter, which is way less common, but can still happen, you get a medium. So it's something. It's not great, but, you can do...
I guess if the opponent is pressing every time, you have something you can do.
Exactly. Yeah. It's nice. Good option.
Okay.
That
segues into burn knuckle, which is another one of his greatest strengths is his medium burn knuckle.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Yeah, it's very quick. There's the startup animation is literally just him just moving forward. Like he just goes for it. He just goes crazy.
Right. One thing I want to bring up though, Roy.
Yeah.
Is that when I did a video on setups for Terry and landing the meaty heavy burn knuckle. So you want to land a meaty heavy burn knuckle after you knock down the opponent. So just to give an example, like what's a easy setup here? I can go into this. Let's say one easy setup is if you anti-air with a deep light uppercut with Terry and you do heavy burn knuckle right after. It's auto timed. It's going to be plus. The opponent, it doesn't matter if he does back recovery or he recovers in place. It's going to be plus. And you're right in your face. That's really powerful, right? So the reason you want to do heavy, or you want to learn these setups with a heavy knuckle, so you have the option to do the medium burn knuckle to bait them to parry, because they're going to try to perfect parry it. So you do the medium, so it's early, and then you can throw them when they do wake up parry, right? Here's the issue, though. The issue is that it's so telegraphed on which burn knuckle Terry is doing, because, like as you said, here's his medium. It's just boom, he goes right forward, and look at his heavy. Look at his heavy. He just raises both his hands and he's like, hey, perfect parry me now.
I'm a star.
Look at this. It's so blatant. And it's slow too. Don't forget it's slow. Most people, like when I do the medium burn knuckle, it's so damn fast that they don't even realize the perfect parry, right? They're not even ready for it. So when I'm trying to condition my opponent and doing this, they end up just standing there like an idiot when I'm doing this, and I get jabbed, or
Yeah.
if I do the the heavy one, perfect parry. So I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that if this character does become strong and they're starting to learn the matchups, I just don't see the burn knuckle setups being viable at all. The only thing you can do at this point is if you have to be so absurdly plus that you can whiff the heavy burn knuckle instead and bait them that way. But there's so few setups to do that because it's it's such a slow move in general. To be able to be plus enough where I can do this too early is crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at that point, you're better off just like taking the Oki and just dashing in.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Yeah.
Drive rush overhead or something.
I don't know. But I do agree with you. Medium burn knuckle is very strong. This is a very good move.
Yeah.
So
I just don't see them changing heavy burn knuckle due to just like the inspiration and of all his like previous appearances. He does put his hands up, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It seems like they were really determined to follow tradition.
Star.
goodness.
I'm a star. Look at me. I'm doing it.
Oh, dude. It's just brutal.
Yeah, it's
brutal,
been like the same with heavy round wave. Both of them have gotten perfect parried more times than I can count. The instant I get past like
Oh yeah.
1650 MR, just instantly, especially up in like 1800, 1900, people will they'll just, oh, I see it, boom, parried, gone, back thrown, you're in the corner, you're done, kid.
Right.
Because they're playing a character that isn't Terry,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just so slow that you don't even have to be looking for it. You just see the startup and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I
think
no mental stack at all.
Okay.
But
What
that's
else
okay.
do we have,
That's
Roy?
fine.
We need to wrap up this video soon, Roy. There's people
I
who
was
have been
gonna
sitting
say-
here for hours.
I'm sorry, guys. Really,
Vesper,
really,
you wanna move?
We're yelling at the clouds here at this point.
really quick. Something that I think might push Terry forward a tiny bit is maybe finding more medium burn knuckle setups instead of going directly into the heavy, which is so telegraphed. It is really plus. It's really nice, but it's just so slow, so easy to perfect parry. It might be better to just find setups that go into medium burn knuckle instead to get that same travel and like some advantage.
But there's no mix though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
There's
I was
no
gonna
mix.
mention.
Yeah, it's hard.
There's no mix.
It's hard to think of. It's hard to think of ways to like circumvent the inherent weakness of his heavy burn knuckle.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
that's something Luke actually has on Terry. Luke has a similar sort of setup with his run tackle. He can get it meaty, but
Yeah.
he has no tell. Like he only has one, right? But he can cancel. He has to cancel into the tackle. He can just
Yeah.
do it empty, and it's super strong for that reason.
I see. Yeah.
How they can fix this, I don't even know if it needs fixing. It's just a slight weakness. Maybe they don't want you to like over rely on burn knuckle. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah. It is pretty unga.
it is pretty unga,
So
like
yeah, I
super
don't know.
strong.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's maybe more of a neutral. Hey, I spaced myself well. Now I'm plus out of nowhere, rather than I knocked you down and now I'm guaranteed +5.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Or like to follow behind fireballs or something else, some kind of
Yeah.
utility.
Yeah, that's something I do a lot. Whenever I get some random knockdown, I fireball and then I eyeball the burn knuckle, and usually I can get the plus frames. I think that's
Yeah.
that's what they were going for.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like there's not a problem with that.
All right. You guys
So-
want to summarize this?
One last move. This is what I mentioned at the very beginning of this. That's
Uh-oh.
the number one move that I think on Terry needs to be changed. I think it's his worst move for just how much it costs and the reward you get off of it. I genuinely never use his OD tackle. I get that there's a side switch with it, but there are meterless side switches. After DI, for example, it's just not really worth it for how far you get from the corner. How plus you are is nice.
You know what
But
the
the
problem with
number
this
one-
move is too is the fact that he
Yeah.
can't go medium. Because you can't go
That
medium,
too.
medium, you can't like use this move the way other characters do.
Yeah, you can't.
Because you can't
and
combo it from lights.
No, you can't meaty with any of the tackles. All of the tackles are 2- to meaty with.
Yeah.
But it doesn't combo after lights. You can't go medium, so it's not like Akuma OD hands where he gets the huge combo. It's not like Ryu, OD donkey kick where he gets the mid screen juggle.
Yeah.
But he also goes into 2 mediums as well, just like Akuma. And
Yeah.
then, you know, Ken obviously has his target combos in his run and stuff. So
He's
he
got a
doesn't
cool
have to
level
worry
1
that much
combo.
about
He can
that.
do heavy round wave into level 1. It's pretty good
Yeah.
deeps.
Yeah. But what sucks, look at this combo, the damage 3,200. His OD tackle, one of my biggest problems with it is that with the wall bounce, you have no real auto-timed like follow-up with it other than just doing, you know, a burr knuckle or there's the DP, but that's also space dependent on how the wall bounce hits.
Right.
It's rough. And the biggest problem is that it adds 10% scaling. You're already spending 2 bars and using this move that you can only use inside of like guaranteed combos anyways, because you can't confirm off 2 mediums. Terry doesn't have that. With the 10% scaling, it's just not worth the meter that you're using. You're better off either spending the extra bar for the drive rush cancel or just doing something meterless and taking the knockdown with like
It's weird. It's
burn
almost
knuckle or
like there should be
something.
a plus on block special to get in or something. Like it shouldn't even be used as a combo tool at this point. It's
Yeah.
very weird, man.
Compared to, like I said, Ryu's OD donkey kick, mid-screen gives you like a similar kind of combo. You can do the corner carry with the Tatsu, like Terry can do his burn knuckle. You
Yeah.
can do the damage ender with his DP. You can go into super, same as Terry. But it only adds 5% scaling on top of the normal scaling compared to Terry's, which adds 10 and is also harder to like time a really big punish with, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's just not as good for the amount of meter that you're spending. Like
Right.
I cannot think of a time where I've used this move and then been happy with the result of it. I do not like how like it just removing the 10% extra scaling, even if you made it 5, I probably wouldn't use it as much, but it's still something, you know. Getting that damage and the corner carry and stuff like that, it's nice, but it's just in the context of his kit, it doesn't do enough. For 2 bars especially, it doesn't do enough.
Yeah, it's not used. Okay, you just remind me of something. Man, Terry's... We were talking about it too. The Terry's anti-airs. His rising tackle, man. Anti-air. Oh my god. Okay. So his rising tackle, he has a serious issue because his go-to anti-air rising tackle is the light version. And because it's the light version, we don't have much control over shallow jumps, and Terry, this thing will whiff when people jump towards you, and because his crouching heavy punch is not a good anti-air, if you don't have anything to cover it, and there'll be a lot of times you're playing Terry and they're gonna jump shallow on you and your rising tackle is gonna go underneath them. So the medium and heavy are good for like far range, but for most, the way it works with like Shotos, for like, you know, Ryu, Ken, or Akuma, is that their go-to anti-air is the medium version of the uppercut. And because it's the medium version, it gives them leeway so that if it's a shallow jump, they could do the light uppercut instead. Or if it's further, they can do the heavy uppercut instead. But Terry doesn't have that choice. It's just light and that's it. You know what I mean? Like that's his designated one because he moves so forward with it on the hit. So that's like a hole. There's a hole there with his anti-airs.
With his
Another
anti-airs,
one.
Yeah. Another one.
It's another one. But like if they knew, like, dude,
punch.
on the day 1 with Terry, bro. Okay, I ran into Justin and he knocked me down and he did neutral jump shimmy on me, and I'm like, I was ready for it. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna blow him up, and then this happened, bro. And then that was the beginning. That was day 1 Terry, and that was like, oh, what is going on here, bro?
It begins.
Dude, it begins. Dude, guys, this is medium uppercut I'm doing. Medium uppercut, not heavy. Just so you guys understand. All right? The light uppercut is this main one. So, yeah. Whew. Good thing I didn't forget about that.
One of the like little strengths with his anti-airs, with his rising tackle, is that the light is very consistent into going into level 3 full connect. Like, you get the animation the vast majority of the time.
True.
Like, as long as you hit that first strong hit, it's basically always going to give you the full connect. And that's what I use this a lot. Like, I just crouch and then do like crouch shortcut light DP into super to like stop people from either jumping out of the corner or doing like a
Yeah, but that's such a common scenario that you're close to them. Like, if bro, okay, it full connects, right? But if this thing whiffs, the opponent is gonna get full connect on their level 3. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they'll connect with your health bar.
Yeah, it'll connect with your health bar. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I don't know. I don't care if it calls it the level 3. I want the thing to hit. I want to knock them down. I want to keep them in the corner, right? I want to keep them in the corner as long as I can. I don't want them to jump over.
Cross cut is hard to hit with like the light. Yeah, like right there. It's just hard to like get it to connect properly. You have to delay it so much. And every time that I consciously delay it to beat the like really deep cross up, like jump medium kick, every time I consciously delay it, they do empty jump. And then I do light I do light tackle, and then I do light tackle on their empty jump. Oh, you're minus 34. Bye Terry. It's awful. It's awful.
What about the level 2s? I've seen some people complain it's level 2 whips a lot, but I don't know.
I think it's pretty good.
It could use a tiny bit extra range, I guess, to make it better for like anti-fireball, which would, awesome anti-fireball Terry time.
Yeah.
But I think, in the context of his kit, what it's used for, I think it works fine. Like, it would be nice if it hit like there, for example. I don't think it needs to be faster. I kind of like how you have to like route your combos around wanting to use it. Like having to do, instead of medium crack shoot, you have to do like medium tackle instead to hit it like mid-screen. Stuff like that. I think that's perfectly fine. Just the tiniest bit more range would be nice.
It'd be cooler. It'd be cool if like maybe Terry recovers just a little bit faster so he can land a burn knuckle after the second follow-up hit. Just because Terry's such a meter-hungry character in the first place, so when you use your level 2, you're almost always close to burnout. So it'd be nice to get some like just a burn knuckle extension. Reward. Yeah, it's only in the corner you see any of that kind of stuff.
That would open up a lot of pathways for new setups. If you could get that early burn knuckle where they're floating on top with a medium, it allows for some nice overhead setups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be really nice.
Okay. All right, we're gonna finally wrap this up.
I have one more thing to say. I have one more thing to say. And I have a question to ask. Something we forgot about.
Yes.
Who in their right mind, which Saint Terry player, is using the lane switch?
Oh my god, how do we... Dude, I forgot it existed. That's why we didn't mention it in the video. It's too easy to mention this though, guys.
I mentioned it once, and that was in the context of his stand medium punch being like a utility normal, so they can't make it too cracked. But then they gave him this target combo.
Dude, we could do like a 3-hour video just talking about this target combo. I could just talk about it for hours. Well,
let's like wrap it up quickly. I don't even think they should buff. I don't know. I don't even think they should buff it. I just, it's there.
Let's just summarize with Capcom. Just do something with this, okay?
Yeah, please.
Just do something with this thing.
Why would I use this, Capcom? Why?
I use it to troll, to be honest. I troll with it sometimes, and side switch. I side switch with it, when I juggle into it. I mean, that's pretty much it.
This is a move you use to confuse your opponent, not because of mix, but because they're like, what is that? What did
Dude, it's a social experiment. I'm telling you, it's a social experiment. If you want to see how humans react to things they've never seen before, do this target combo. I'm telling you, it's crazy. I get really strange results, but most of the time the opponent blocks in fear because they're in shock that their game is bugged, or they're like, why is Terry in the background? This is a 2D fighter, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of confusion that goes on with this move, but
what is this?
The biggest confusion is the balance of it. I don't know what this is for, so I think Capcom's gonna go right after this target combo. But Capcom, there's bigger fish to fry, okay, than this target combo. I don't care if they buff this or not.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't even know how you would buff this, and I don't even care. Give me other tools. I'm fine with this being unused.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro, for sure. Okay.
Like we've talked about all these holes in his kit, just for him to like have this one target combo, his very own Tundra Storm.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Yeah. But I know what Tundra Storm is used for. I don't know what this is used for.
I guess just perfect parry like knowledge checks. That's what I see like.
But why? Why would you do that?
Well, I don't know. That's like the top Ryu player.
Why would you?
He uses it. I've seen him mostly use it for like just knowledge checking people. He's hit like a lot of like high level players with it just because no one's expecting you to use it, because why would you use it?
Knowledge checking people is like the friendliest way of saying using gimmicks. this when we're talking about like high level play and like tournaments. No,
nobody's
Family-friendly
doing-
gimmicks.
yeah,
Yeah.
family friendly gimmicks. Man. This is no way. Okay, now can we wrap this up?
Yeah, let's do a quick summary.
Okay, the quick summary. If someone skipped to the very end of this video, this is the summary. Okay, and the hierarchy of what we want change with Terry. The top of the list, I think we all can agree. Standing heavy punch +1 on block would be huge. It would fix a lot of his problems. It would make his kit feel more complete, while also maintaining his uniqueness amongst other well-rounded characters. So that's like the big one is +1 on block, standing heavy punch. The other, what's the second biggest change we would want? Fix his cross up?
Yeah, the cross up hitting the hitbox on the cross up being like higher on his legs compared to every other Shoto.
Okay.
It's just hard to hit for some reason.
Yeah. For me, standing medium kick, counter hit on maximum range, or when you counter hit buttons, make it consistently work at all ranges. That's a big one for me. And then what else? Oh, crack shoot.
His sweep not suck.
Oh yeah,
That'd
his
be nice.
sweep. I mean, honestly, I'd be okay if he just has a trash sweep if they can fix the heavy crack shoot. Give it
Yeah.
projectile
fair enough.
invincibility.
Yeah, projectile invincible frame 14.
'Kay.
14.
Please,
And it's
a
not
crown.
even full projectile invincibility.
Okay, heavy
it's
crack
lower
shoots.
body.
Okay, and then if Capcom wants to go above and beyond and they want to shoot this character to like top tier, then they can go after things like making his overhead faster, improving his light block strings,
Yeah.
and improving his
quick
anti-air so it doesn't hit shallow, his crouching fierce. That's pretty much if they want to go like above and beyond. But
Yeah.
but I think that's pretty much the gist of it. Man, that was a fun conversation, guys.
Very long-winded.
Guys, if you're still listening, Terry's fun. Please don't be discouraged to not play this character. He's really fun to play. You know.
Yeah, we're just
Don't
passionate about it.
misunderstand.
Terry is
Yeah.
super sick, and we want to see him in tournaments more often. And I think Capcom did a really good job balancing, but you can tell with just the madness that was having Akuma and Bison release back to back, that Capcom held back on how strong Terry was. You can see they showed restraint this time. But I think Terry will be easy to bounce in the future. They just need to tweak him just slightly. But
Just a
yeah,
few
man.
things, yeah.
Yeah.
I love Terry. I know that a lot of this 3-hour video is going to be negative things or things
Yelling
that
at
we
the
want
clouds,
to
yeah.
change about Terry. But overall, Terry's my favorite fighting game character ever. I'm never switching. I don't care what buffs they give him. I love this character so much, and I'm so
And that's in
elated
writing,
that he
guys.
is in. I'm so elated that he is in this game. It makes me so happy. The Terry Bogard is in a mainline Street Fighter game. That's amazing. And it does suck that he's not as immediately groundbreaking as like Bison or Akuma was, but he's so fun. He's such a blast to play. I love how they designed so much of his kit, like especially his fireballs. I love it. His combo structure, like special canceling into specials. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's great. There's just
Yeah.
these few things. Even just something as small as just +1 on his stand heavy punch, just that one change with nothing else, He just needs a little boost, just a little boost to catch up with the rest of the cast, and he'll be amazing. I'm
That
so
was
happy
very
with this
well
game.
said, Roy. Very
Yeah.
passionate. I can feel the passion.
Yeah, guys, if you need any further evidence that he's really fun, there's a reason why we're all playing him still, even despite these weaknesses. There's a reason. Terry's super fun.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much. Let us know if anyone actually sat through this and listened to this, please, in the comments. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
And,
and if
uh,
you do, make sure to comment that medium burn knuckle point blank is -2 in burnout.
Oh, yeah. That's a good gimmick. That's
Oh,
a good
yeah.
round closer, right? Going like
Yeah, for
this
sure.
into OD. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah. That's so good. Yeah. We'll definitely do some more wishlist videos in the future that hopefully won't be 3 hours long like this, but we'll see. All right. Thanks so much, guys. All right.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Yeah.
No problem.
Let us know in the comments below what you guys think they should change with Terry, if they should. All right. Peace. Later. Man, they should have give Terry his power dunk as a special move. He would
As
go
a
right
special,
over
yeah.
those fireballs, man.